Good morning, it's Gemma. Day 98 of the oak tree sit spot. I've come out at dawn, wanted to see the sunrise, a little bit late, but the moon's still up, as you can see. Here we are at the orchard. Looks like we've got a tree that's fallen. That's sad. I did a silent video yesterday, so getting sick of the sound of my own voice and my own, just boring myself really with my own issues and problems. See if you can see the moon up there, the tree. And sometimes it's nice to take away all noise and just appreciate the silence. So it's very hard in the city to actually be anywhere where there's no light pollution. I was walking up the road and everybody's porch lights came on, you know. Everything's just so, I think when you're like a highly sensitive person, everything just some days just feels too much, you know. Obnoxious, loud noises, garish sun. And I thought, well, why not come out in the dark? Or the dawn or the sunset. Where am I? Okay, I'm gonna get a move on because I'd like to get some footage at the tree before it gets too light. Here we are. You can see the Repton Oak in the background. I don't know if you can hear the woodpeckers. I just want to hang on to this period in time where it's cold and dark. Less people, less noise, less intrusion. Because soon enough it's going to be hot and too much. I love at the moment just crawling into bed at 4 in the afternoon to study and put my ear plugs in, have my cat next to me and tortoise looking on. You know, and it's dark and yeah, nothing's growing, nothing needs tending to. Sure enough, I mean, I love gardening, but I'm dreading it. I'm dreading all of my plants coming back to life, thinking I'm going to lose them all. What do I do with them? How am I going to cope with that loss? And I just want to, if only you could just like press pause on life. That doesn't work. Life doesn't work like that, does it? So, here we are. I'm not going to sit around for too long. I'm going to walk through the woods while it's still early. People are on their way to work, and maybe have this tea, high tree. It does help to be in the presence of this tree, it does. Orange peel rotting away. You see just about see the moon through the trees there. It's really nice. And the sun's just on the horizon there. You can see the little yellow circle about to come up. I'm just going to have a look at this. Some idiots put a ladder up this oak tree here. This is where there's usually barbecue, rubbish and drugs all over the place, paraphernalia. I used to clear it up on a daily basis, and in the end I just gave up. But it looks, I've never seen it this clean actually. So maybe somebody's had a big tidy up. So yeah. Well, that's heartening actually to see somebody's cleared it away. I'm so glad I've taken this footage of the tree, because can you see the reds of the sunrise in the bark there? That's just gorgeous. I find this circle, that it's this tilted circle that the tree is in, really, I don't know, very calming and inspiring. I have this sort of image of it when I'm studying and stuff. I have the image of just this circle bit here. I think particularly now, because I'm learning about circular building and the circular economy, that's just made my day. How the tree has been lit up with the colours of the sunrise. Yeah, just beautiful. Right, I'm going to get going into the woods. Haven't got a lot of battery left. We'll see if we can capture something there. This is interesting. It's a branch, sort of like stripy. It's got frost on either end, but it's clear of frost in the middle, which is interesting. The sun's getting higher and higher, as of course it does. Yeah, thinking back to when I started this oak tree sit spot project, and I think it was about mid-March, end of March last year. So there's not long of it left. I'm in the mood for a tea and something to eat, so we'll go and do that. Might even buy myself some alcohol today. Treat myself. I very rarely drink. Not through choice, because I can't afford to. I thought, well, fuck it, I'm going to get some whiskey or something. Cheer me up. Something else just cheered me up. There's a I don't know what you call them. I'm terrible with names of dogs. It's kind of like a big pit bull. I don't know what you call them. He's black and white, had a lovely black spot on his head. And he had a Christmas jumper on. And I had a nice exchange with his owner. She said he doesn't like the jumper, but it's so cold and he's not got much fur. And he came up to me and he smiled. He smiled at me. She said he always smiles. He's called Tyson. I said, yeah, thank you. That cheered me up. And you see these people who kind of really make a difference in your day, and you never see them again in these woods. I've met a few people like that, and I always think, oh, maybe they're angels. So I never feel lonely in my own company. I really enjoy it, actually. But I do feel alone at the moment, and there is kind of, in terms of somebody to understand, really. And at the end of the year, I kind of felt positive, proud of what I had managed to do last year, and now it's hard to kind of remember those times at the moment. I do have a blog that's about, I don't know, probably over 20 years old now. It's like a monthly blog on my website. And I find it really helpful to read through that at the end of December. Just to remind myself that it's not all bad, not all people are bad. But I think when you're so tired and wound up, not yourself, not the person that you are deep down. You know, I'm peace-loving and just quiet, unassuming. Studious. Pretty boring, really. But that's the way I like it. But I'm just like this raging kind of inferno because I'm not being listened to. So I'm having a nice time this morning. Right, let's move on. While I remember, a little bit of lightness in my thoughts, sort of. I looked in the mirror about a week ago and noticed that I have deep wrinkles on my forehead. There were little ones before, but they're really deep, and I've got new ones. And it's I don't know. I mean, I'm 50, so of course I'm going to have wrinkles, but it's funny how they kind of appear overnight, and my body overall, I feel happier in it at the moment because I've dropped a bit of weight. I mean, I've never been massively overweight. I'm just a big woman. I'm nearly 6 foot tall. Big, big lady. I was overweight last Christmas and I felt awful. It's no longer the case, and my body is kind of softens up. If you're my age, you'll know what that means. And all of a sudden, because the flesh is, I don't know, essentially rotting, I can feel my ribs and my hip bone again, and that's nice. But I do look at myself and I think I look a lot like my grandmother now. So, yeah. I love older women because I always think that they improve with age. I love their wrinkles, and I don't know, I think, yeah, women improve with age. And I should probably be yearning for Botox and everything else, but I'm not. But it's kind of hard. It is hard to see these things appear. It's not easy aging at all. But yeah, that was quite amusing as well. Oh, it's cold up here. Come to my usual spot. Where I normally have breakfast with the bees. Right up until the end of November, I was being joined by 2 bees, and then a swarm of them, and yeah, I had this one day where I was particularly upset. Cowboy plumber left us with no water for 48 hours, and it's probably the worst time of my life. And then he broke the stopcock and put in a shower, which we never asked for, just basically took the piss. Did a botch job. And he had the gall to rock up, expecting to be paid. And I told him he could sing for it. You know, Jan was there, all confused, and it's a good job I was there because he would have made mincemeat of her again. And I just gave him what for, basically. I said, you know, you can sing for it. Words to that effect. But I was terrified. So I thought, is he going to come back and put a firebomb through the letterbox? Some of these people are like. Now you kind of challenge them, you say no, and they destroy you. Do you know what I mean? I was terrified. But I came up here and I was having a conversation on the phone with somebody, and I was really upset. And this swarm of bees kind of encircled me. But not in a... I didn't feel threatened at all. I didn't feel, oh God, they're going to sting me. I felt protected. And then as soon as I came off the phone and I calmed down, they disappeared. It's kind of things like that, these kind of encounters that make me think, well, there is something more to life than we know, as I've said before in these videos. Okay, right, I'm going to get a cup of tea on. It's harder to get this methylated spirits to light in the cold, but I've managed it. So let's get the tea on. That's nice. Warming my hands. New Covent Garden soup, tomato and basil. Looks really tasty. Got a little bit of bread to go with that. Yeah, lovely morning. Decided I'm not going to rush back. There's the sun. I don't believe this. I've gone to have a sip of water and the water's frozen in the bottle. I've been carrying it against my chest, and I've just left it out in the cold for half an hour and it's just lumps of ice. Never had that happen before. So that was really tasty. I'm just waiting for this to burn itself out. It's kept me nice and warm. Yeah, so I think we've got some rain on the way, which I'll enjoy. Some darker days. But it's been really nice to get out this morning. I'm going to go for another little walk, I think. I can so see how people become addicts, you know, like alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. And I've had tasters of it, not like with alcohol and drugs, but diazepam. I used to take that years ago, and I felt that I stopped taking it because I felt myself becoming addicted. And there's this thing called Neuramol. I was taking when Jan and I had money. It's just a period painkiller, but it really relaxed me. You know, it knocked me out and gave me a bit of a break. And I could see that would become an addiction. And you just want something to take the edge off when times are tough. I've always had my creativity for that. Sit down at the piano for an hour, but I just don't feel in the mood for making music. Not in the mood for it, but I'm enjoying listening to it, which is good. This is about to burn itself out. I'm going to say, I've been watching that documentary on BBC One about the scammer Juliet D'Souza, who scammed victims out of £1 million in total, claiming that she was some shaman. And these were people kind of in a similar position to what I'm in at the moment, you know, vulnerable. All of them were, you know, in better jobs than I am, and reasonable people, you know. And it just goes to show how easily you can get manipulated and conned. And I'm so glad I've learnt about these types of people, even though I'm stuck in a situation myself. No more people like that are ever going to get to me again, because I've just got to escape the last hurdle, which may well not happen, but there's no way I'm letting any other toxic people into my life. I think you educate yourself because to survive, you know. I'm so glad that I've done that, and that I've been able to protect myself this year, last year. So anyway, this has been a very, I don't know, deep and meaningful video. Thanks for watching. Gonna get going now because my feet are blocks of ice. Literally, they're gonna snap off. My toes are gonna snap off, I think, if I don't get moving now. It's getting colder. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.